Barcelona have no defense for selling Jean-Clair Todibo 13. The youngster is a potential successor to Gerard Pique as decisions go. Getting rid of Jean-Clair Todibo will surely prove to be one of this Barcelona board's worst. We've yet to see the best of him in Blaugrana, of course, and he remains one for the future, but there's enough to suggest what he has in his armoury will benefit the club in due course, perhaps as a long-term replacement for Gerard Pique. Even if he were, ultimately, not to fulfill his obvious promise with the club, then he could still be moved on a little later in his career. To get rid before he's even been able to make an imprint at Barca is incredibly short-sighted. The latest news surrounding the player is that he'll be offered to Juventus as part of a swap deal for Miralem Pjanic, a player 10 years his senior. This from a board who professed to have a youthful outlook as the cornerstone of their project. Frankly, that's at odds with the evidence before us. Any players being brought through from La Masia might get half a dozen games at best before being farmed off on loan somewhere. Those bought in, such as Todibo, seem to only have a passing dalliance with the club before it's decided that they're surplus to requirements. In the case of someone like Marc Cucurella, whom everyone could see would be a worthy backup to Jordi Alba, we have the bizarre scenario where the club are now looking to bring him back, whilst selling the player they bought instead of promoting him, Junior Firpo. In so many instances the transfer strategy at present is haphazard at best. How about, instead of sending players off everywhere and inserting a buyback clause, just give them a chance in the first place? What's the worst that can happen? That they aren't up to the job. Fine, then by all means negotiate their sale. I'm sure that if you polled Gules on what they would prefer in terms of stocking the team full of superstars, a la Madrid, and risk the financial health of the club, or go back to basics and play the Barca way with those who've learned it from day dot, even if it meant a lack of silverware in the meantime, I'd be pretty certain I'd know what the outcome would be. If any event, what a great shame it's going to be not seeing Todibo wearing the Blaugrana over the next few seasons, and to be able to closely monitor the development of a player who appears to be going places.